issues starts now.
Tonight, prosecutors released shocking surveillance video they say shows two cops conspiring to rape a drunk 28-year-old fashion executive after a night of boozing and partying back in 2008, Dr. Jen Berman. Now, technically, the defense is not admitting to sexual intercourse, but this is what they are saying. This defense lawyer says the victim, he has the nerve to say the victim became flirtatious with the officer in that apartment. He made a conscious decision to succumb to physical contact with her, but he did not have sexual intercourse with her, even though he admits he wore a condom. Huh? I don't get it.
I don't either, Jane. And what we know is that rape is an issue of power and dominance and control. And I know legally the issue is, was she drunk or was she not? But psychologically speaking, we're talking about a huge power difference between a police officer standing in front of you with a gun and pepper spray and who knows what else. And if you are on a bed and you've been drinking too much, you don't really have much power and much control in a situation like that if this allegedly did happen.
New York City Police Commissioner Raymond Kelly spoke out in April of 2009 after these officers were busted. Listen to him.
It is simply outrageous that police officers are summoned to help and are alleged to have taken advantage of this woman.
Here's my big issue. Trust betrayed. Is this going to impact every woman who has to deal with a law enforcement officer in any kind of situation that's even remotely like this? I mean, this poor woman, intoxicated, she can't navigate to get out of a taxi, so the cops are called to help her. And a victim's friend testifies she wakes up the next morning naked in her bed and says, "Oh my gosh, I was raped by a cop." Mike Brooks, is this going to demoralize police forces that do an incredible job, who save lives every day, and then this is what we're talking about?
You know, it's unfortunate, Jane, and I have to admit, in every department, you've got some bad apples. This is an isolated incident. 99.9% of all law enforcement officers in this country are out there to protect and serve.
It's not so isolated. There have been a lot of incidents
but Your Honor,
accused of
Your
raping.
Honor, how often? It doesn't happen that often.
It's happened 2 or 3 times in Miami in the last couple of years, in one city here.
Well, again, how many thousands of cops do you have? It's isolated. You have it also in the judiciary. How many attorneys, prosecutors are also crooked? You know,
Women have to look out for themselves and protect
agree with you, but
in
still,
this world.
it's
it doesn't
not
matter
the norm,
if the man is in a uniform or he's not in a uniform.
How many judges screw up all the time, too? So, you know what? They're there. You know, okay, the next time you need help, who are you going to call? You're going to call a police officer? You're going to call a firefighter?
Hold on, I got to bring out my gavel now. Sorry about that, Judge. In fact, I think this is your gavel, and one of your producers said it to me. But police officers are human beings. They're going to suffer the same foibles as all human beings. The difference is they've got a lot of power and they carry a gun.
So are judges without the gun.
Fabulous panel.